love it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are on this beautiful, beautiful morning. We want to say welcome to Bridging the Nations, where we are here to encourage you, to motivate you, to inspire you from the inside out. Today is great. What's the temperature where you are, Lady Queen?
It's a little chilly, but
Oh.
and when I say a little chilly, like maybe like 72, but that's chilly.
It's 72 where you are, and it's a little chilly. Okay. Listen, I think we might be at what, 30? I don't know. It ain't over probably 30. So yeah, it's a little chilly here too. Anthony, what's the temperature where you are?
Over here is right a little under 60 degrees, right at 60
Just,
degrees.
just a little chilly. Just a
Yeah,
little
a little
chilly
chilly.
on the
Not
60.
as chilly as it is over there in Louisiana.
Right. Beniqua, thank you for joining us. Hey, Brian. Beniqua said, listen, it's 61 degrees where she is. 61.
Wait, hold on. It must be that chilly here then too, because Benique was from my area.
Oh, is she? Okay.
Yeah, that's sis. Yeah, Benique
Okay.
was from my area, so I guess it is a little chillier than I thought.
Just got a little chill in the air today. We got a little frost.
What?
Oh, jeez. We done had sprinkles of snow and all kind of stuff this week. But what I want to say today is we still grateful.
Come on.
Hey, Elkie, we are still grateful. You are still here. You are present, and that means that you still got work to do. That's what that means. So today, we are just bridging you in to how grateful life should be to you. We know that Thanksgiving is coming up, and for me personally, Thanksgiving is, I just really enjoy the aspect of Thanksgiving and how you can celebrate it how you want. But I love the fact that for me, I want to this year. Oh, this is a spoiler. This year, if my kiddos are watching, but this year I'm giving gifts on Thanksgiving. Come on up in this room,
Come on.
because I'm
Love it.
thankful for my children. I'm thankful for my fine husband. Don't send me no DMs. I'm just gonna let you know that now because I'm very protective. Don't do it. And I'm very thankful for for our triad. I'm thankful for um, our community, ATBA, just every single person that I am connected to. I'm very, very, very thankful. I'm thankful for my sister Angela. Very, very thankful. I'm very thankful. And so, guess what we're talking about today, y'all? Being grateful. We are talking about being grateful. And I know that Ryan King, I know you probably have a song already tuned up for us. So just let us know what it is and we will flow into that. And so, as we do, because our foundational is the great book, it's definitely that. I want to just give you a couple of scriptures. Y'all know how we do. Psalms 100. Uh, it talks about how we enter into the gate with Thanksgiving. So basically, you enter into your day with Thanksgiving every single day, being grateful, grateful for what you have, and grateful, honestly, for what could have came to you and God blocked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, grateful for what could have come your way, and God said, "No, no, no, that's mine." When you see, this is what God said: when you see Anthony, you see me. When you see me, you see Anthony. When you see Lady Queen, you see me. When you see me, you see Lady Queen. I'm so grateful. Come on, Jesus. I'm so grateful for the things that God blocked. I'm grateful for the driving down the expressway and didn't see the semi truck merging over. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that God saw it fit out of all of the millions and billions people. God said, I see it fit for me to bring Antoinette Marie to earth. I'm grateful. I tell you, I'm just grateful for it all. Grateful, grateful, grateful. Go ahead and find it, Ryan. I know you got it. I know you got it because it's in my spirit this morning. But I want to just say to you today, as you go, and I know many people have their turkeys and their ham and butter beans and black eyed peas and collard greens and cornbread and sweet potato pies and pecan pies and all of that. I know y'all have it already ready. But do you also have the goodness and the gratefulness of God in your heart? Do you have that ready too? Are you thankful to what God has done in your life every single day? Do you wake up in the morning complaining? Or do you wake up in the morning saying, God, I thank you. God, I'm grateful for my children. And I know all of our children don't act the way that we want them to act. And that's good. We have to not think that because of how we act, everybody else is supposed to act and be how we are. So let's think about this. Today is the first day of the week. Let's think about this morning as you go into the week. Some people don't even have to work this entire week because they've taken off. Some people, your last day of working is going to be on Tuesday. So think about it when you wake up in the morning, how great God is. And when you think about how great God is, it will cause you to be grateful. And let me tell you the reason why. Psalms 106 says, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. God's love endures forever. God's love endures forever. It didn't say that God's love endures forever just for the people that look like you. It says that God's love endures forever. And so because of that, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful to God. Psalms 107 says, let them give thanks to the Lord for his unfailing love and his wonderful deeds for mankind. Let's give thanks on today. Yes, we can complain. We can complain about everything, right, Elkie? Thank you, Elkie. We can complain about a whole lot of stuff. Absolutely. But we want to concentrate on what is it that God has blocked from me? I can say a whole lot about that. God blocked, I'm telling you, God blocked us from a whole lot of craziness. A whole lot of craziness. Some things that people or situations try to have that stuff to come in our midst. God said, no. We're going to block this right here. You must not even know who you're dealing with. You must did not know that my son and my daughter have come from me. You must didn't know. You must did not know that Anthony and Shamika and Elkie and Tracy came from me, that I breathed life into them. So do you think that you're going? God said, no, let me go ahead and block it. Isn't it a great thing, even for us to have children, where sometimes our children didn't know that we interceded on their behalf. They didn't even know that we are praying for them every single day. They didn't even know. While they playing hopscotch, while they playing video games, I don't even know. Your mom and your dad are praying for you. So today, as we get into speaking about being grateful, in the comment section, tell us what you're grateful for today. Tell us why you're grateful for it on today. And we're going to pass this over. I don't know. My spirit said pass it over to William. Let's go ahead and pass it.
I'll pick up and kill it. Number one, I want to apologize for our tardiness this morning. That's all on me, not on them. So I want to apologize. We normally on time, but I love the way Antoinette Marie kicked this off, because gratefulness, being grateful, being thankful is a huge part. I don't want to just say in the believer's walk, but also in any individual that's going to attain any level of success. Gratitude is a must.
Yeah.
Why motivational teacher? Why is gratitude a must? Because whatever you appreciate, it appreciates. The things that I appreciate most in my life are the areas of my life that appreciates the most, that gains value, that increase in value in my life. When I wake up in the morning, or when you wake up in the morning, it's so easy to wake up on the challenges of yesterday. and talk about what I went through yesterday and how it didn't work yesterday and how my boss wasn't acting right yesterday. And it's so easy to wake up with the same emotions, with the same feelings of yesterday and allow yesterday to impact our today. And see, I want to challenge some of us out there today that we start to take gratefulness and gratitude and thanksgiving as a mindset. Let's not make it a day of the year where we eat turkey and drink Kool-Aid and all the stuff that we're gonna do, sweet potato pie.
Don't drink no Kool-Aid.
Y'all don't still drink Kool-Aid?
Don't drink no Kool-Aid.
I'm
Don't
from
do
the country.
Don't
I'm
do
from
it.
the country. I got
You
to
know,
have some.
Listen, I'm from Alabama, just
Hey,
like you.
I got to have. I got to have some purple Kool-Aid out of a mason jar on Thanksgiving.
Oh, you be trying to bring a real.
All right, go ahead. But y'all don't do that. Our audience don't do that.
I don't drink Kool-Aid either.
You want
You
your
don't drink
guts.
Kool-Aid?
I don't drink Kool-Aid either.
You want to keep your guts, keep your digestive
At
system.
Bridge of the Nations 2022 convention, we gonna have great Kool-Aid. Everybody.
And some ginger
bad.
juice. And some
Look,
ginger juice.
I got the reset coach. The reset coaches out there. Somebody, no Kool-Aid, please.
Thank you, Tracy. Ginger juice.
Hey, Facebook users say they like the red Kool-Aid.
Red Kool-Aid. Yeah.
Hey, Kool-Aid is the only drink that has no flavors. It's only. I want the orange kind. It's only colors.
Till you put 2 bags of sugar up in there.
That's what makes it Kool-Aid. You got,
no, sir.
Come on. I got some.
But what about them cold cups? What about them cold cups with when you freeze Kool-Aid back in the day? Big Mama down the street.
Yeah,
she saw cold cups with the Kool-Aid.
I got one even better when you put it in the ice tray. Ooh. When you put them in the ice tray and you have Kool-Aid ice cubes. Come on, man, y'all.
That do sound good though.
We didn't have ice pops. You know how y'all we couldn't afford those, so we used to eat that. We used to put the Kool-Aid in the ice tray, put it in that freezer, and then take them out one by one. You turn that plastic, pop them out. Come on, man, y'all. Come on, man. I don't know how we got here, but we here.
It's good to have fun when you're talking about the goodness and the gratefulness we are of God.
I don't know how we got here, but let's just roll with it. Kool-Aid on Thursday, but I see Ron chiming into this conversation. I'm thankful for life. It gives me an opportunity to renew my mind, choose a new direction if needed, and love, give in another way. Only had them in the freezer with the cup cracking. Vaniqua, I've been there too. See, I'm telling you, everybody, there are a lot of us that have experience with Kool-Aid.
No.
That brings joy to everybody out there right now. All right, I digress. Look, they took my way Anthony. Anthony was already late today, and now he want to spend 20 minutes talking about Kool-Aid. But Thanksgiving, back to the topic at hand. But gratitude has to become a new way of life. Like it's so amazing that as I interact with people throughout my speaking, it's funny. I can hear one person say they can't wait to be married. Oh, when I get married, I'll do this and I'll do this. Then you hear another person say, while they're married, man, this man driving me crazy. If I could just get rid of him or her, I can gain my destiny and get everywhere I want to go. He or she is pulling me back. So that's my whole point in this conversation, that no matter where you are in life, be thankful. No matter where you are in life, be thankful that if you have a spouse, appreciate the things that they do well. Appreciate the things or recognize the things that they add value in your life. If you don't have a spouse, appreciate where you are in this season of time where you get to focus on your personal growth and development all to yourself. Appreciate where you are in life. And I'm telling you, the moment you start appreciating where you are is the moment where God can increase your territory. God cannot increase your territory as long as you are burnt out, crying all the time, complaining about your lot in life, wishing how much you had it better. Your territory can never be increased. But the moment you realize that this moment is a gift from God, and even in this moment where I made mistakes or maybe I've done things wrong, even in this moment, I have another opportunity to figure this thing out that's called life. I have another opportunity to see where I am and be thankful for it. And I'm challenging some of us just to look in the mirror and say what I have going right. I'm thankful for this. I'm thankful. Write 10 things down that you're thankful for, and say them every morning. Yep, my job is not perfect, but I remember when I didn't have one. And all I was doing was crying and asking God, if you bless me with a job, God, if you give me this job, God, I'll do whatever is needed to do it. And now you're complaining about the very thing that he blessed you with. The job didn't change, we changed. Our perception of how we perceive that job has changed. And I'm challenging you to get back to that place where you redefine your first love, where you find that first fire. Like I tell my kids, I coach a basketball team, and I always tell my kids, return back to where you first fell in love with the game, basketball. Go back to where you first fell in love, I used to go outside and we'd shoot basketball 4 or 5 hours at a time because it wasn't considered work. Find that childlike faith, that childlike substance on the inside of you where you go back to that place, man, I'm grateful just to have this opportunity to do it. I know it doesn't look perfect, and I know it's not the ideal situation, but I'm grounded right now. But I'm thankful right now because I have this opportunity to do it. And as long as I got breath in my body, God, I will give you the praise, the honor, the admiration in order for me to be in this place. I know right now you might not have a bunch of money, but thank God you got more than you had last year this time. Thank God you got more people around you than you did last year this time. Thank God that you're busier right now than you were last year this time. It's so funny that a lot of people were complaining during the pandemic. Oh, I got too much time. I don't know what to do with all my time. And now we're still in the pandemic, but we're things starting to open back up. And now people complain about how busy they are. I'm like, don't be lukewarm, be one or the other. Either want to be busy or either not want to be busy. How you gonna complain about them both? On both ends of the spectrum, I'm mad. Both ends of the spectrum, I'm complaining I ain't got enough. I'm complaining I got too much. Like, be happy somewhere.
Yeah.
Be happy somewhere. Gratitude keeps you grounded. Remember, what you appreciates and value in your life. Lady Queen.
I love that.
Definitely. Look, Ryan, this is definitely for you now. I ain't sang in a while now, but this is Sister Queen ain't sang in a minute. So maybe I'll revive that in her. But I saw he talked about Hezekiah grateful. Listen, that's what actually when I think about that, that's actually the song that comes to mind, where it says, I could go on and on and on about your words because I'm grateful, so grateful just to praise you, Lord, flowing from my heart are the issues of my heart is gratefulness. But yeah, but you know what?
You better come on up in the room. You're not going to do that. You're not going to say, yeah. After you done sung a whole verse of gratefulness, and that like it didn't sound good. You been holding back on us.
I didn't know. I don't do it like Sister Queen.
I ain't never singing again. How about that?
Now we passing the mic to you.
No, but that's actually the song that comes to mind, and I think the more you show gratitude, the more you start to realize through all, like you also produce that, like even with children, when they see that you're always grateful for things, because I always realize that it could be a lot worse. Somebody, a lot of time we complain, my mattress is too hard. Somebody don't even have a bed and they sleeping on the sofa.
That's good.
That sofa is so uncomfortable. Somebody sleeping on the cold floor. Well, you know what? Even I got an air mattress, but somebody sleeping outside.
Yes.
And I think if we get to the place where we say, you know what, not necessarily being content in the fact that you'll stay in that place, but saying, you know what, God, none of that matters because I'm grateful because I know it could have been me.
Yes.
Having that type of mindset. And I believe David was a great example about that because it's all when you talk about the book of Psalms and him just giving God all the praise, all the worship, because I want you to think about that. David was a shepherd boy. God could have left him in the field, but he chose him. to be king, right? He chose him, like he chose him to lead a people, and or even like Moses, someone who stutters, someone who's like, God, like I can't talk that well in front of people. God chose him to lead a great generation. Even Abraham, well, God, I only have this. Like at first, Abraham couldn't even produce a child or a lineage or whatever. And then God says, you know what? I will make you father of many. Like, and I believe that is the pattern. The fact that they showed gratefulness, they showed gratitude, no matter what the circumstance was. No matter, even think about Joseph. He was in a pit, a straight up pit. And some of us feel, or even look, and that's why I said you can look at through the whole Bible. Let's talk about the prodigal son. The prodigal son was like, listen, I'm gonna tell my father this, I'm gonna tell him this, because I messed up. Like I'm the one who messed up, and I'll tell him, maybe I can do this and maybe I can do this, because now he was grateful for where he had came from and realized he actually had it better. But let me just show my father that, that I'm grateful. I'm sorry for the, like, and just showing that he got his place back. Because a lot of times we walk away from things, and then the world tells us that we're not good enough to get our place back. Oh no, you have to say 10 Hail Marys, and then
Oh my.
look. I ain't talking about no religion. Don't come for me. But I'm just saying. I want they're just saying real talk. Like, oh, you have to go through all of these things before you can ever get back. And I think that's why the religious people have an issue with the people, the church that's coming up right now. And here's why: because they feel like, how you gonna tell somebody about this and look what how you gonna lead somebody in this and look at this? Like, and so it's the eldest son type attitude. I've been here all this time and I know what's
That's
right.
good, Shamika.
And now you gonna come and you gonna do, you think yes. See, that's the great thing about my father. He doesn't see me where I am right now. He sees me as the
That's
finished.
good.
That's how he
That's
sees me.
good.
So I have no choice. Like, let me tell you, and I don't think I told anybody this, so this will be the first time. Y'all keep the secret, okay? But this will be the first.
Okay.
I went to Houston for an event, dealing with crypto and all that stuff, and they actually were calling a team meeting. And Houston's a lot different. Louisiana, we got two lanes. We go, you go in here and there. Houston has like 5 lanes, and people driving all 5 of them. All 5 of them. Even if there's a train track, they were driving all 5 of them. Well, I'm not used to that, and I know it was nobody but God, because I was trying to turn into a parking lane. I know God sent an angel to stop that car. I know. And when I apologized to the individual, and then I parked the car, and that was my first thing. Tears started flowing because I said, God, I know it was nobody but you. And I don't want to be ignorant to the fact to give you glory. Like, I don't care who around. I don't want to be ignorant, because remember,
Yeah.
when the individual was healed with leprosy, 10 individuals were healed with leprosy. Only 1 came back. And Jesus asked, okay, didn't I heal 10 of you guys? I don't want to ever be the person to forget to say, God, I thank you. I don't ever want
Yeah.
to be that person. I want to be complete. I want to be made whole. And that's the time, a lot of times God does things for us. And because everything's running smoothly, we forget. We forget to say, God, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate, like, I want you to think about with your children. And I have a child that definitely stands out a little more than others in the gratitude place. But one, he'll always come back and say, Mom, thank you so much. And it'd be the smallest things. It'd be the smallest things. And it actually makes me want to do more for him.
Yes. Yes,
Catch
indeed.
that. If you didn't catch that,
Yes, indeed.
catch that. My son shows gratitude for some of the smallest things. And I desire to do more for him, because he's always, it could be something tiny, but he's always grateful. So with that being said, I'm about to pass this mic, but think about that, because that could be this week. That could be you. Show gratitude for the smallest things, and then you don't have to pay attention to the lack. Sister Queen.
You know what? I was thinking about what William said as well. He said, whatever you appreciate He said, whatever you appreciate, appreciates. Wow. Wow. That's beautiful. And if we could, I tell you, that right there is going to stick with me this week, because that is just a splendid word. So it also means whatever you don't appreciate, won't appreciate. So think about that on today. Who do you appreciate? What do you appreciate? What do you appreciate? Can we, you know, do we want more of something? Sure, absolutely. Particularly if it's good and if it's in the vision that you want or that you set for your life or for your family. But do we sit and think about everything that we have, all the material gains that we have gotten, that God has given us? Sometimes you just have to sit down, and maybe people gonna do it on Thursday, but I say you should do it every day. But we'll give it to, okay, on Thursday. Just think about where God, and people like to say where God has brought you from. Just think about that. So let me say, like, so you have, Anthony. Anthony talks about, if y'all see his shows, Anthony on here like 3 times a week. But when you hear him tell his story about how he lost pretty much everything, was living in a room that was as small as a closet, and then looking what God has done in his life now. You know why? Because he appreciated. He appreciated. Then everything around him started to appreciate. And that's the point where we have to stop complaining about what we don't have. Stop thinking that, oh, I should be here, or I should be there, or I should have this. If you have not executed what God has already given you, no, you should not be farther than where you currently are. You are currently where you are because this is where you currently are. This is where you currently are. And sometimes, and I love what Lady Queen said, we don't have favorite children. This is me talking. We don't have favorite children. But I say to my children this from time to time. I'll say to like my son, and I'll say, "You are my favorite third son," and he'd be like, "Mama, I'm your only third son." Yeah, I know, because I got to keep it together, right? Got to keep it together. Can't call people favorites. But I would tell you this: anybody, any human being that comes, if you do something for someone, and then that person comes back, Lady Queen talked about the lepers. If that person comes back and say, "I just want to say thank you. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do it. You didn't have to show me grace. You didn't have to show me favor. God did not have to do that for you. God didn't have to allow what Lady Queen was just talking about, something that could have happened to her. God said, hold on now. This is my daughter." God showed her grace. God didn't have to show you favor. I know some of y'all thought that y'all got the job just because, you were cute and your teeth looked really nice and white. That's not the reason why you got the job. You got the job because God showed you favor. You got the job because there's times in your life where I hope it will be every single day. You say, "God, I thank you." And then when you got the situation, or you got the house, or you got the vehicle, or you got whatever you have asked and prayed to God for, you got it. And the first thing sometimes that we do is we get on the phone and we call people and be like, "Hey, I got this, I got this contract, or I got this," and God be looking like, "Ain't this something? Ain't this?" This is Antoinette Marie's mind. "Ain't this a trip? Really?" So we have to think about and be very intentional about our lives. We have to be very intentional, Keisha, about what we are saying. We have to be very intentional about being grateful, about appreciating God. I know that when my children come to me and say, you know what, Mom, I just want to let you know you have done good. Baby, listen, I will be running from here to San Francisco. Let your child say to you, Mom, you have done great. Dad, I just want to say I appreciate you. Just out of the blue. Just out of the blue. Not because you did something for him yesterday. Not because you bought him something 2 days ago. But just when, and so if think about how that would make your soul and your spirit feel, right? How do you think God feel? We are created out of his own image. So that's why it's so important, even in spite of all the negativity, all what you see, all of that. There are times in your life where you just have to sit back and say, I know that's a mess, but I'm still grateful. I know. I wish I had more. I know. Listen, I didn't get that contract, but I'm still grateful. And I said to somebody the other day, I said, my life may not be how I envisioned it to be. But I had a color purple moment. I had a ceiling moment, but I said, but I'm here. I'm here. I tell you that much. I am still here, and I ain't going nowhere until God says that it's time for me to leave this planet called Earth. So be grateful. Be grateful. And I want to say this to you. I heard somebody, one of my sister friends said this. She said, and it's a quote. She said, find joy in everything you choose to do. Every job, every relationship. Hound and concentrate on having the joy. She said, because it's your responsibility to love it or to change it. It's your responsibility to love something, or if you don't like it, you don't love it, then you have to change it. Hey, Courtney. So when you wake up in the morning, and I hear this song in my spirit say, when I think back over my life, come on, I ain't finna do it like Lady Queen. And I think things, I'm a little old school.
Come on, sing that.
I can truly say that I'm blessed. I got a testimony. Y'all, if I had my tambourine, I'm going to go and get me a tambourine. I sure is. Not my ears. I'm going to go and get me a tambourine. But I'm telling you, when you think back over your life.
Sing that. Come on now.
Jesus. I'm telling you, when I look back over my life, there were great, great highs. There were great, great lows. But at the end of the day, I am very blessed. I am very grateful. I am very thankful to what the God, the supreme God, the most high God, ain't nobody bigger than the God that we serve. Ain't nobody. Ain't. Ain't, A-I-N-T. I can truly say that God has blessed me. You can truly say, Courtney, that God has blessed you in spite of what everybody else may perceive, in spite of the image. Some of us are just stuck on image. But at the end of it all, I can truly say that I've been blessed. I got a testimony.
God has been good to me.
God has been good to me. Go ahead, William.
I'm going to try, since we're giving out songs this morning,
put yours out there, Brother King.
Hey, I got to put one. When I look around, I'll have some good days and I'll have some bad days. But I won't complain.
I won't complain.
Come on. I won't complain. I've had some hills to climb.
Come on, Anthony.
All of mine, good days.
Good days. Outweigh your
bad days.
Bad days.
So guess what? You gotta get that. I won't complain. Come on, man. Come on, man.
God's so good to me.
Come on. Hey, that's the song make you want to run.
Yes, absolutely.
Because that really is all of our testimony right there.
Yeah.
Like life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond.
Absolutely.
Having an attitude of gratitude puts you in the place to where I can respond favorably for my long-term outcome. And when Lady Queen and Antoinette, you hit on it, and I came up with this as y'all were talking, and she was talking about her kid that shows gratitude. And I was thinking to myself, I said, what if God apportioned grace
Ooh.
at the rate we show gratitude?
Ooh.
Come on, man.
Jesus.
That's strong now.
No,
what if
Lord.
God apportioned his grace in your life at the same level of which you show gratitude? What would your life look like?
Mm.
What would your life look like if I'm going to give you grace in the areas where you show gratitude, in the areas you don't show gratitude, you got that. I'm going to let you run with it, and it becomes what it is. Because we already know. We already know the end of the story. Or let me say this. We're supposed to know the end of the story. We win. We win. At the end of the day, we win. But it's up to us to take the journey with a smile. That's why if things go well, I smile. But if things go bad, I smile. Why? Because I'm telling you right now, because these external stimuli have very, very little to do with the manifestation in my life.
Yeah.
Has very little to do with the thing, all these things that come onto me. It has very little to do with the external stimuli. Everything is about you and your heart and knowing yourself and being in a position that in all things I'm content. In all things I'm content. When I was in the room the size of a closet, I was content. I'm in a 6,000 square foot house, I'm content. I'll be in a 20,000 square foot house, I'm content. It doesn't matter. You can send me right back to the room the size of a closet. Yes. I'm content. Why? Because those things don't make me. It's my mindset and my mindset of gratitude that gets you from one level to the next. And I'm telling you, until we stop, come on, man, stop being so wishy-washy. I'm going to use that word. Or the Bible would say unstable. Until we stop being so unstable and wishy-washy in our beliefs and our thoughts, we'll never eat the grapes the size of grapefruits or the good of the land flowing with milk and honey. It's because of our attitude. The children of Israel were fed manna from heaven. I mean, they were walking around in wilderness and their shoes and their clothes grew with them. Talk about a miracle. Yeah. They left with all the wealth of Egypt in the wilderness. They left with it all and complained every day. A journey that should have took them less than a week took them over 40 years. Why? Because of their mindset. Their mindset. And my question to us is, what mountains are we walking around, or what journey in our life have we made extra long because of our lack of gratitude or our lack of belief? That we're still going around the same mountain 5, 10, 15, 20 years because of my lack of gratitude. And they were so crazy. I'd rather go back to slavery than to eat the king's meat. You getting manna? You got a cloud. You got what was it? Fire by night, a cloud by day, representing the Spirit of God leading you, guiding you every day. And some broke down minded, lukewarm person said, I'd rather go back to slavery than to eat the king's meat. To see, I saw the whole Pacific Ocean. I don't know part, and that I walked across the Pacific on dry ground, and you telling me I'd rather go back? Somebody had the nerve. See, y'all better be glad I ain't God.
No, sir.
Y'all better be glad. Oh Lord, that story would have been completely different. I drowned. It would have read that he drowned all the Egyptian and all the Israel all at the same time. Noah had a new flood. It was somebody on a boat somewhere else.
Easy.
I'm telling you, like, how ungrateful. And I say that tongue in cheek, and I say that with a laugh. But think about how God views how we look at situations. Like, man, like I've given you, you ain't got money, but all your bills are paid, all your needs are met, and you complain to me what you don't have, and what you do have is people that would give their right arm to have what you have.
It's true.
It's people would give their left arm to have what you have. It's people that would trade their whole life in to sit in the seat you live in, to sit in the seat you sit in. But nonetheless, we're so double-minded and unstable, we complain about what the things that God has blessed us with. If I only had one more, if I can, no, be content. understanding that God has increase on his mind. And I think that's the challenge for some of us, is that we don't know how to sit in the seat I'm in and expect growth. It's okay to go through the process. It's okay to be where you are right now. It's okay for you to say, God, I thank you right now for this trial, this tribulation. I thank you for this storm that I'm going through. Whatever lesson it is that's gonna make me better, I want to get it and move past the situation. Not everything, like, you learn more about yourself in times of turmoil than you do in the land flowing with milk and honey. The reason why they could not walk out of Egypt and go into the land of milk and honey in 4 days is because he had to change their mindset in the process. They would have gone, the children of Israel would have gone into the land flowing with milk and honey with a slave's mentality if they didn't figure out how to live out in the wilderness. And God is trying to get us to the land flowing with milk and honey, but we got to change our mindset. God, I'm thankful for it all. I'm thankful for it all. I won't complain. I won't complain. You would get on some of these lives, and we all talk to people, back and forth. And the people that we counsel, I'm gonna say this: the people that I talk to and I coach personally, like, they always tend to look from the lens of the problem. Well, this ain't gonna work. Well, this was wrong. Okay, true enough. Let's write it down. That is a problem. Now let's look through the lens of solutions. Now let's look through the lens of solutions. How do we move from point A to point B? How do we get past my mom not loving me when I was young, or my dad not being there? Whatever the issue is that they have, okay, true enough, it's a problem. If it's a problem to you, it's a true problem. But we can't continue to focus on what's wrong. Let's see, can we figure out what's right? Got some people chiming into this conversation. Got Kenny. The enemy does his job well by making people complacent to their situations because of doubt and fear. I'm telling you, it's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing to have a life wasted. Antoinette Marie.
Lady Queen.
Yeah.
Lady Queen.
Yeah. With what you were talking about, when they were complaining, the people of Israel were complaining. At one point, they were complaining. Now, understand, God providing manna from heaven, right, to eat. Manna from heaven to eat. They were complaining, saying they were tired of the same old manna, right? They were complaining. And then God spoke to Moses, and you know what God told him? You know what? Give them what they want. They want to eat the cows, the pig, give them what they want. Like, he tells them this. And it says from that day on, they start vomiting blood and dying. That's what it says. Like, they started, God will not force himself on you, especially if you're not even content to the fact, God, I'm just grateful for this. I'm grateful for that. And because think about it, they were going to a land of abundance. They were going to a land full of money. He was bringing them somewhere now. But see, a lot of us think we're better than the process. Or I shouldn't have to go through that whole process. That's just too much. That's just too much. But so God was taking them, as you said, Brother King, through a process, because you have to get the Egypt mindset, the bonded mindset out of you, because you've been there for a long time, and in order to go to the land of abundance. And so that during that period, during that process, they kept complaining, and God said, give them what they want. Give them what they want, because obviously what I gave them is not good enough. Give them what they want. And they started dying from then on. It said they started dying right there. And that's why we have to get the mindset of, you know what, even through this process, it doesn't feel good. Of course not. It does not feel good. But God, I realize you're trying to remove some things that are not like you. Or you're trying to remove some things that won't serve me in my land of abundance, whatever that may be, whether it be an abundant mindset, whether it be an abundance in, peace, an abundance of joy, whatever it is you're looking for, there's a process you have to go to get to the land of abundance. But you have to be even thankful in the process, grateful in the process. And that's when we get to that land of abundance where we can enjoy the milk and the honey. Because understand, those that were stuck, the Bible calls them that they had that they were stiff-necked people. That's what he called them, meaning that they could not change their mind. That's what stiff-necked means. You cannot change your mind. The mind is a spiritual thing. You cannot change your mind. Your mind is stuck. None of them made it into the promised land. It was the Joshua generation, which was not in bondage, didn't go like the ones that the lineage that came from them. They were the one that were able to go into the land of abundance. So God is looking to bring you somewhere. And I just tell God, like, God, help me to not be stiff-necked to where I can't change the way that I see things, to help that I can't change the way even that I see what you're doing through me. Help me not to be so stiff-necked that that I have blinders on my eyes to where I cannot see what you're trying to do. The prophet Elijah, he was sitting in a house with elders, which means there were people of God. And they were surrounded by the enemy. They were surrounded. And you know, look, there's another song. This is how I fight my battle. But look, they were surrounded. They were surrounded by the enemy. And they were like, look, prophet, what do we do? And a lot of us do that. Okay, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. And we're looking for somebody to tell us what to do. But the prophet Elijah, he says he looks to the hills because our help comes from the hills. And he sees a great army from the Lord. And so then he says, then he begins to pray, Father, help them to see what I see. That's my prayer for everyone that I come in contact with. God, help them to see what I see, because I see what you're doing in this time. I see what, even though it looks ugly, even though I may be surrounded, I know I'm surrounded by you. Even though no matter what it is, help me to see where my help comes from. Help me not to be stiff-necked, because I believe once you do that, God will allow some doors to open. God will allow some things to open up, and that he will pour out a blessing. He will pour it out that you won't even have room to receive. And just to even tell you, you know, I will tell my piece of my story, but just even realizing that things that I've been through, God, even though somebody would say right now, sis, you know, that's ugly what you're going through. That's kind of ugly. But when I tell you God is opening so many doors, I'm like, God, I see you. I see you right now. Like, I see what you're doing, you know, but the physical eyes would say, I don't know, sis, like, I'd be probably crying right now. Yeah, I'm going through this, but I see God. I see what he's doing. And I'm so grateful, because I was like, God, it could have been me outdoors. No, there's all kinds of songs, but I'm grateful. I'm so grateful, because I realized it could have been me. It could have, like, God, you didn't have to do that for me. You could have left me in the field. You could have left me in the field, but to say, you know what, know your royalty and anoint me to do so. Now understand, David did not leave the field after he was anointed to be king. He stayed in the field. He could have said, you know what, Daddy, take your sheep back, because I'm king now. They done told me. I'm like, let's go. I'm going to there was a process when David had to go. David had to stay in the field to tend his father's sheep. You know, so there was a process he had to go to. So even though, when I tell you, not everybody, and hear this out, I hope you're taking notes. I hope you're leaning into the screen, as my sister Queen used to say, lean on in. Even though they don't see you, understand there's greatness that is coming out of you. Okay? So even though they don't see you, let me tell you, recently I was like, God, like, I'm trying so hard, and, you know, people, you know, they don't see this and they don't see that. And, you know, I hear what's being said and I hear what's being said. And I started changing the way that I think. And when I tell you, God is starting to light up some things where I'm like, God, I know that's you. Like, even with my YouTube channel, you know, starting off where I was even starting off, I was like, man, I just want to motivate people with the word of God. I just want to do that. That's my desire. And then recently, God is just having my YouTube channel take off to where people are reaching out to me to go speak at events. And they're going to pay me $4,000 just to speak about, just to speak about what I would do for free, to be honest.
Yeah.
Now, don't tell. This is my family right here. Y'all don't tell nobody that, though. But no, just and I'm like, God, I see you, Father. I see. I was hidden for so, like, you feel like that sometimes, like, God, nobody sees me. I'm struggling mentally, emotionally, you know, physically, and nobody sees me, and it hurts. It hurts when nobody sees you. But I'm telling you, there's God is so great. You'll be standing in the corner of a room with kings and queens, and you're just sitting there and you're like, God, I wish somebody would just talk to me. I wish somebody would just tell me, hey, I wish somebody would just give me a word. And you're sitting in the corner of a room, and God is like, what are you talking about? Do you understand that I own a cattle on 1,000 hills, that I'm your creator? Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Stand up. Stand up. And that's the thing. Your posture has to be completely different in this season.
Yes.
Don't cower in the corner, bent over, saying, I wish they would see me. Stand up and say, God, I can't wait till they see me, because I see what you're doing inside of me. I can't wait till you show up and show out in my life. God, you will always get the glory, because let me tell you, God desires to use you. Yes,
Yeah.
all of your mess ups. It doesn't matter how bad your life is. It doesn't matter if you were on drugs. It doesn't matter if you were a prostitute. It doesn't matter if you were divorced. It doesn't matter if you felt like you weren't good enough. If your parents told you weren't good. None of that matters.
Come
None of
on.
that matters. Because guess what? You are royalty. They don't have to understand your process. They don't
Yes.
have to understand why you went through what you went through. But guess what? You're a king's child. Know who you are. That's why I
Yeah.
respect Brother King so much. He's trying to help you understand who you are. Awaken that. Let that awaken and say, you know what? I am great. And nobody can tell me different. It doesn't matter that you look at my circumstance. I'm grateful the fact of what my circumstance is. You know why? Because guess what? Now I can understand where you're coming from. I don't have to be, I don't have to be snobbing. I can empathize and sympathize with you, because I've been there before. I've hurt before. I've felt that pain before when no one knew. I've felt like I was spiritually dying before, and
Come on.
I was surrounded by people and no one knew. I was all alone. I wanted to give up so bad, but I thank God he saw me.
Yes. Yes.
Come
Yes.
on.
Yes.
Thank
Absolutely.
God he saw me when nobody understood the process, and they would even talk about my process, and it did not, but I thank God he saw me. And that's what you have to understand. It doesn't matter if they don't see you.
Yeah.
The Father knows who you are. He knows you by name. He knows
Yes.
who you are. So understand that it doesn't matter where you've been from. It doesn't even matter what you're going through right now. And none of that matters. What matters is you give the Father what he is due. And that's to say, God, no matter what I'm going through, you get all of the glory.
Yes.
Amen.
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 Amen to that. It
Amen.
reminds me of what God says, and I heard somebody say, he saw the best in me.
I'm
Come
telling you.
on. Come on.
And he saw the best in you. He
When
sees the
everybody else
best in
around
you.
me,
When everyone around could only see the worst in
worst.
me.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm telling you, we done had a situation where I'm just trying to listen. I tell you, I am just so grateful. I'm so very, very thankful for this woman of God, this man of God, because God is doing a mighty work. God is doing a mighty work. And I love the transparency. Like, this ain't nothing we on here, like, we don't do play, because I don't do play well. But I want to tell you today, if anybody here, if you're watching us live or even in the replay, just know that God sees the best in you. When people will act like they don't see you in the room, or people may not even want you in the room. But let me tell you what's happening right now. Come on, God. God said, listen, not only will you be in the room, you're going to speak in the room. Let me tell you, you're going to speak in the room. You will not be, ain't nothing wrong with it, but you and this season in your life right now, you have served long enough. Now you're going to be speaking to thousands. You're going to be speaking to millions. And you want to know why? Because you not only went through the process, but you were grateful in the process. You were grateful. You gave thanks to God. And did you cry? Yes. Was it hard sometimes? Absolutely. But I just believe that God is raising up remnants right now. I'm going to tell you, I just believe it. I believe it. I sense it. I know that God is raising up in 2021. There are things that people were doing. They're like, why am I doing this? There are things, there are opportunities. And I really, truly believe like 2021 for many people was in the process stage. This was, okay, you can't do this no more. You got to push this aside. You can't hang out with these people no more. You can't be in that group no more. He's just pruning. I believe 2021 definitely for many people has been a season of pruning. Watch what I tell you in 2022. People that we discounted, people that we act like we were better than, people that you be like, I don't even know who this person is. You didn't know them 6 months ago, but you're getting ready to know them. And it's not for their own personal gain. It's for the glory of God.
Exactly.
Because if people and children of the Most High God, if they are not doing well, how is that an expression of the greatness of God? Y'all gonna catch that later. If Anthony does not do well, if Shamika, Lady Queen, does not do well, and they are professing to be children, men and women of God, how is that a good testimony to God? It's not. God is the manufacturer of our lives. And just as a manufacturer produces things, God created us. That means that the manufacturer wants what he has created to work. So every single thing that you are going through, go through it. Go through it.
Yeah.
It's going to work itself out. All things work together for the good of them that are called according to God's purpose. And come on now. So just believe that. Believe that. And we want to just say to you, always be grateful. In spite of everything, be grateful. Be grateful God didn't give you that job because God sees it. Be grateful you didn't marry him. Be grateful. Don't, oh, I could have been. No. You could have also been something on something else. Be grateful. And I love that some of the benefits of having, a spirit of gratitude, it reduces stress. It also reduces symptoms of depression. It also leaves us with positive emotion. It helps us with burnout. I know a lot of times we sit and we think about, oh, it could have been this. It could have been, you're right. It could have been that. It actually could have been that. And as I think about this, it reminds me of one of our sister friends, Michelle Hardy. So just random acts of kindness. Can we just do a random act of kindness this week? And just say, because I'm grateful for the things that God has done for me in my life. Can I pay for your turkey if that's what you want to eat? Can I? How about if because it's not even about money, cash flow, right? Money is currency, right? Okay. Can I let the person that got 5 items in the grocery store, let them go before you, and you got a whole basket full of groceries. Just small acts of kindness. That's the expression of who God is. The kindness, being grateful, being thankful for every single thing that God has done in your life, for us in your life. God blocked it. Baby, let me just tell you, there's some people up on here, Vaniqua, Facebook user Kenny, Edwin. There's some stuff that God blocked. I know some of that stuff you thought you wanted, Tracy. I know you thought you wanted it. But God said, girl, let me tell you something, Kathy Hood. God said, hold on now. I know that's what you think you want, but I'm going to have to block this. And you're going to give me praise and glory on the other side because you're going to see what I see. So this week, as you go about your day, let's teach and teach our children to be grateful. Teach our children before you get into that ham hock that you're going to eat. Let's just be grateful. Before you put it in your mouth, just say, God, I'm grateful. Don't eat that, by the way. God, I'm grateful. I really am. Y'all know I try to watch what I eat. I'm very, very grateful. Teach your children that. Because what they see you do, guess what? 8 times out of 10, they're going to do it. They don't see you saying no grace, they ain't going to say no grace.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we want to say thank you so much for being with us on today. We know that you could have joined anybody on today, but we are grateful. Edwin, we're grateful for you. Ms. Fowler, we're grateful for you. Happy retirement, beloved, as well. We are grateful for you and everything that you are doing on this planet called Earth. Keisha, thank you for joining us. And Elkie, welcome back, Elkie. We hadn't seen you in a minute, but we're really grateful that you are on here today. Mr. Anthony?
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to send us off.
Man, I was just enjoying the conversation, man. Like I'm sitting over here and my notepad out. I forgot I was on the screen with you.
I did that too.
You call me?
Hey, I'm like, huh? Yeah, I will. Number one, again, your presence makes the difference. And I want us to definitely, I think what Lady Queen, when she said he sees me,
yes.
We definitely need to take that with us. He sees me. Don't feel like the work that you're doing is in vain. The gratitude that you have is in vain. Yeah. That it's your Father's will that you bear much fruit.
Yes.
So we want to thank you all for being here this morning. Tomorrow night, for me, we're gonna be waging war on mediocrity. We still gonna awaken your I Am 109, episode 109 tomorrow night. So join me as we keep talking about this. We extend this conversation into Monday. Y'all coming on? Y'all want to give a shout out when y'all coming on this week?
Listen, I will be on for Purpose Living on Thursday. You know what? I typically come on at 6:30 Central and 7:30 on Eastern. But I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna be coming on at 12 noon. I'm gonna come on a little bit earlier because I see that there's a little bit of a change that's happening. And when you sense there's a change, you got to pivot. So I'm gonna be pivoting. So it's either gonna be 11 or 12. It's gonna be one of them. And God is doing some really, really great things. Lady Queen?
Yes, ma'am. As a matter of fact,
every day, all times.
Yeah, definitely. Now, understand your story is a story of victory, not of defeat, and not of being a victim. Your story is a story of victory. So wear it as a badge of honor. Y'all can catch me when
every day. Every hour.
I just go live. So just catch me. Now I do every day. I have been doing Monday through Friday, going on Clubhouse at noon, where we talk about finances in the kingdom of God. And then, like I said, on my YouTube channel, I go live pretty much every day. So yep, that's what it is.
Catch the Lady Queen. Yeah. And until next time, we're challenging you all to continue to bridge this nation from the inside out. We out.